live it. No, that's all that she ever taught us, was want us to be in the circle and participate in the ceremonies. It's a way of life, huh?
Yeah, I deliberately chose events for my children, and it's not all that easy living in an urban setting for parents to, they'd love for their children to participate in the dance circle, but it's expensive, and eagle feathers are hard to come by. So my daughter had a buckskin dress that it took us 3 years to get it together. So with my children, I deliberately expose them to things that I know would be lasting events that they could carry the rest of their lives. And sometimes it's really a survival in the urban setting for our families to participate. But we try to help each other more and more. We see that, and we're trying to foster that we really do need to support and foster each other, because a lot of our young people don't really know the ways the way they should. And it's not their fault. Even maybe their parents aren't aware of all the ways too. So it's up to all of us, especially the elders, to try to pass these on.
Yes, probably somewhere after 1950, especially down in Oklahoma, there was kind of a pan-Indian culture. And all the tribes, they'd have to kind of, they all did things differently, so they just kind of made one big powwow. There's lots of different fads that go along in there, but most of it has to do with interpretations of ceremonial things. Myself, I prefer the ceremonies themselves, you know. But if the people want to go, they'd like to contest, and there's money involved in it. And I know she gets on to me, but I don't believe in that. So I'm on one end of the spectrum. Culture should be for honor's sake, not for money. So those things have changed. And powwow has become a big influence within our tribe. We really fight about it. Because some of them, they want to get paid to dance. I tell them, you should be paying to dance. But then she gets on to me, so.
Try to keep peace here. But as I remember growing up, that it was a privilege. We didn't even think of money. It was just a privilege to enter that circle. And it was just an awesome feeling just to be a part of it, to put your footprints there. That's what I remember.
Dude, we really need something like that, you know?
Yeah. Except the Jocelyn.
Yeah, the Jocelyn has some nice stuff. But that's one of my dreams, is to have an interpretive center. Natives and non-natives can come and learn, you know, a place where we could have our dances. All that stuff it's a hardship, you know. We did that dance last fall, and just being in the city limits, it was hard. You know, for us, Grandpa fires everything, you know, so you cook with. They wouldn't let us cook. So we're looking someday to have a place where everyone could go and learn how to do all these things, you know. But that's just a dream right now. You want to go back far enough, all this was tribal land, all of it. Yeah, we had where we did that dance last fall was there at Turner Park. They call it Midtown Crossing. The architect who redid that whole development for Mutual of Omaha, he was inspired by, that word is Huthaga, the sacred circle, how we assemble as a tribe. All the clans are associated. The Sky clans in the north, Earthen clans in the south. But it's a circle to the 4 cardinal directions, and he incorporated that into the design. And when they rededicated that development, it must have been a little over 5 years ago, at grand opening, they acknowledged that. And a friend of mine, they own an architectural firm here in town, and she called me up, Laura Alley, and she said, Taylor, they put the Omaha Circle into that park. I said, I don't believe it. I hung up the phone and drove down there, and sure enough, it was in there. So that's where we had that dance. And doing historical research, I found a map of what is now the city of Omaha. So the city incorporated in 1853 or 1854. And that was right before all the tribes that used to be here. They all got expelled out of here. They had their own Trail of Tears, really sad thing. But I found a map of where all the tribes were camped in what is today downtown Omaha. So the Omahas were there right around Turner Park. We had the Otos and the Missouris were probably along Leavenworth into South Omaha there. And Ioways were just across the river. Sac and Fox were close to there too.
Pawnee.
Pawnee were just west of here, but at the end we all huddled together. So this whole city's historical, from my perspective.
The lady that made this is Lisa Drum. She's one of our women who just is willing to help anybody with their regalia. She's very artistic, on top of being beautiful.
Let me open it up.
The women's shawls here.
These have to do with our dances, but the symbolism is religious for the Native American church. So there's water birds, which comes from the thunderbird, that red and the blue, sun and moon symbolism. And you got the teepee there, and thunderbird that's in the middle, I would say, kind of represents the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
This is like a lot of our stuff. The floral patterns are important. In the olden days, were to signify medicine, herbal medicine. You know, a lot of the tulips. So you see that a lot with all of our stuff.
Yeah, they weren't over the shoulder, and you don't necessarily need the regalia, elaborate regalia, to wear a shawl. Anybody can put a shawl on and dance, and have your design show out.
So
Yes.